Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Q&A call. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com, America's leading focus expert. I am here to tackle the tough questions, any and all questions pertaining to growing your speaker brand, preparing your business for getting out in the marketplace, and converting your prospects into revenue. We got to build it the right way first. What does that require? For those who are slow at reading, who have a difficult time reading what my hat says, this goes out to everybody on the replay broadcast and everybody that's tuned in live right now. I suggest that you zoom in very closely on the wording. And whatever we do in life requires some hustle. It requires you to put some extra mustard on it. You got to get spicy with it. That's how I'm going to refer to my hustle is spicy, very, very spicy. Now, for some of you to seem to not understand what this word is pertaining to growing your speaker business, it's going to require some hustle, some effort, some work. It's going to require you to do some things that you've never done before. Make yourself feel uncomfortable, like you've never had to feel comfortable before. So if I'm going to feel uncomfortable every day, I am not the only one that's going to be made to feel uncomfortable, because this is the requirement. It is a prerequisite. You might as well check this off on your to-do list before you even get in this game to start hustling. You better understand what comes along with it. So I got an acronym that I created just today. Something was in my spirit to say, you know what? Based upon the kind of day you had, based upon the kind of bullshit excuses that I had to hear on some of these strategy calls earlier, I broke down the acronym, and I'm going to share with you out of my personal playbook about what I feel hustle really is all about. Number one, the H represents hunger. Now, I'm not talking about your hunger like, oh, I'm hungry, I want it real bad. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm talking about the type of hunger pain that you have when your ass is starving. Up top in New York, in the streets, they call it when you're thirsty. They're not talking about hungry. They're talking about when you're thirsty. I'm talking about Mojave Desert kind of thirsty, where your ass has been roaming around the desert for years. And you haven't quite understood exactly what is required for you to put yourself in position where you can actually take a sip of water and earn it and deserve it, because your kind of hustle was to get out of the dark. It was to come out of that desert, come out of the muck and mire of obscurity, and get yourself to a point where you can actually get your dinner in the crosshairs and then put it on a table so you and your team can eat. Notice how I didn't just say myself. You and your team and the people you're responsible for, it requires you to have some hustle. You got to start getting shit in the kill zone. You got to wake up every single day. See, some of you, your hustle is affected because you're too comfortable. You got the backup plan. You got some money tucked away. All that's great. But if you're not willing to put it on the line, and you're not willing to literally act like it's kill or be killed, then you're just going to take a nice little trip through Wonderland and act like you have all day long to get your goals done. The H is for hunger. How hungry are you to build a sustainable speaker business? How hungry are you to get that work done? Do you want to sacrifice and deal with the hunger pain? You got to do whatever you got to do to remedy your challenges you're faced with right now, but it's going to require you to hustle. I'm talking about hustle like you never had to hustle before. Work ass off in order to get where you need to be. Effort is what I'm looking for. But the U in the acronym for hustle that I just created today is unstoppable. Are you unstoppable? You achieve the impossible because you are unstoppable. Now, if you let fears get in the way, if you're going to let others dictate how you move, then they are going to figure out a way to stop you. If you're not willing to kill or be killed, and you're not hungry and you're not unstoppable, don't even talk to me about hustle. See, because I had a conversation with a guy today, and this is why we're in all these mastermind groups and we pay this heavy money to listen to people that know more than you. Listen to people that's been there, done that. Listen to people that have, I talked to a guy today that's made $100 million. $100 million. And he talked about putting the money up somewhere where he had to diversify. He talked about how systems and people and attitudes and ego tried to stop him, but he wouldn't allow it to happen no matter what. It was such a story that I needed to hear, because man, has this mimicked the journey that me and Auston have been on growing speakerfocus.com and other business ventures that we want to launch. Like every single time it happens, every single time things are going really, really good, something gets in your way to try to stop you from progress. It tries to stop you. So you got to have the attitude to say, I know that everybody's telling me that this shit is impossible, but you got to have the attitude when the impossible shows up, you got to hit the button called unstoppable. Fuck your blockade and your roadblock. Forget your negative talk. Forget about money that I don't have. I'm going to hustle effort. I'm going to put more effort into it. My hustle is going to speak volumes. I'm going to remain hungry. Maybe some of you don't need to eat for a while. Maybe you need to remember what it feels like where you got to feed the machine. Because if all of you doing is eating all the time, you don't know what it's like to be hungry. Maybe you need to suffer some more. Maybe you need to go through some more pain. Maybe you need to go through some more turmoil and some more trauma so you can understand what it's all about. The H is for hunger. The U is for, are you unstoppable? But a lot of you are suffering from possibility blindness. See, you're listening to people trying to block you and stop you. Me and Auston, we don't even respond to that type of shit. You better figure it out. Every day I wake up, I'm hungry. Every day I wake up, I say, nobody's going to shut me down. I don't give a fuck how many no's I hear. I don't care how intense the marketplace becomes. I don't care how much the economy's tanking. I don't care what Bitcoin's doing. I don't care what the stock market's doing. I'm focusing on activity. I'm focusing on effort. I'm focusing in on my hustle. And you are not going to out hustle me. This is an attitude that you need to embody. Your whole speaker business needs to encompass this attitude. Miss a couple of meals so you can know what it's like to be hungry, because some of you forgot. And then you're not going to let anybody stop you. You got to stop talking about what you can't do and start talking about what you can do. Break down your blockades, tunnel under your roadblocks, go around them, hurdle over top of them so you can get to where it is you need to be. Now, excuse me, the S in the acronym for hustle is sensational. Do you feel sensational? Do you feel special? Do you feel like anything is possible? Do you believe? Because in order for you to feel sensational, you got to be willing to do something that is going to change the dynamic of how you're living your life right now. And I'm not talking about over sensationalizing things through social media or big flexing. All that shit is fake. I'm talking about focusing on the things that go on behind the scenes. I live a life that is sensational, spectacular. I feel special. If you want to add some more S's on that, but I feel sensational when I wake up every single day. I'm losing weight. I feel even more sensational on the inside. I'm locked in. I'm doing the right things. You know, another thing that is I know that I'm in the zone of being sensational. I know I'm in the zone of doing shit that's special is because my adversities are getting bigger. The roadblocks are becoming more frequent. That's how I know I'm getting closer. All hell is breaking loose. That's how I know that I got to continue to hustle. And I have to believe in this acronym. These words just came to me today. I needed to share this with you because I needed this right now today. I said, you know what, bro? You got to double down on your hustle. You got to go back to the shit you was doing when you was out there hustling dope. You got to go back to when you first started doing real estate. When they didn't really want to let you in, you got to remember what that feels like. I got to go back to that KTR because I'm facing some real heavy shit on my plate right now. And I need some extra effort because the money is just not going to come because I wanted to. The money's going to come because I'm putting in the effort. See, are you hungry? Do you feel unstoppable? Do you feel sensational? In order to feel sensational, you got to feel good about your self-esteem. You got to put your ego to the side. You got to allow yourself. You got to know that you deserve a seat at this table. Now, the T in the acronym for hustle is tenacious. Are you tenacious? I'm talking like Tasmanian devil tenacious. Do you wake up every single day, no matter how many failures that you've had, no matter how many times that you got knocked down? Are you still tenacious? Are you going after it? Is there some type of attitude that you have? The tenacity that you go about doing your job? You got to come through with your goals, wrecking shit like a 7.0 earthquake. That's the kind of tenacity. You gotta come in like you are willing to rip shit up. That's an aggressive type of tenacious attitude. I wake up with it every single day because nobody's giving me anything. No one is going to give you the success that you deserve in your speaker business except for you. I don't know, maybe some of you need to hear this message today. Maybe some of you need to increase the effort in your hustle. Maybe you're not hungry enough. Maybe you're letting too many things stop you so you don't feel unstoppable. I feel unstoppable because I get up and I earn it every single day. Ain't nothing going to shut us down, me down, my team down. We're going to eat. I'm going to get it in the kill zone because I'm hungry. I need to eat. I'm unstoppable. I don't care what the opposition it is. You may slow me down, but you're not going to stop me. I'm tenacious. I'm tenacious with it. That's what the T is for. Think about your level of tenacity. Are you willing to ramp it up a little bit? A lot of you are way too casual. You're way too cavalier. You're way too relaxed. You act like everything's okay. You don't act like they're trying to take your shit. But I do. I'm tenacious. Now, the L in the acronym for hustle is for lucrative. I'm looking for lucrative opportunities. I create opportunities that's lucrative for other people. Because see, this is what you got to understand. Most of you thinking lack instead of lucrative. Most people, when they hustle, is bullshit. They just want to hear themselves talk. Are you looking for deals that are lucrative? Are you looking to get involved in opportunities that's going to free up your time so you can focus more on your speaker business? Are you willing to sacrifice and give up something to gain more lucrative opportunities in the speaking industry? See, when you build it and you do the work, as I was on my last strategy call today, I had to remind this guy. This guy scheduled a strategy call with me a year ago. He scheduled another strategy call with me, and I had to remind him. I'm not going to mention the coaching program that he said he was a part of, but I said, on your platform, are you getting support in the following areas? Messaging, sales tools, social media management, adding value, building a speaker growth engine, automation. Are you good at lead generation? Do you have all the outreach templates that you need? He told me no, all the way across the board. I said, then why are you associated with that platform? See, that's not lucrative. They're not creating opportunity for you. They're not teaching you. They're not empowering you. They're holding you back. Double down on your hustle and put in more effort. See, in order to make more money, it requires more level of skill. Whenever I want to make more money, I start working on my level of skill. It ain't nobody's going to hand it to you. And the E is for exceptional. Are you willing to get yourself in a situation where it feels exceptional? See, I feel exceptional because I put in the effort. Don't tell me that you feel exceptional. Don't tell me that you feel good about yourself. Don't tell me anything about being exceptional. I am the exception to the rule, not because of ego, because of effort. Me and Austin are the exception to the rule where other people are going out of business and that we're starting new businesses. Why? because we are exceptional. We are the exception to the rule. Are you exceptional? You can be. All you got to do is make a choice. The acronym, let me repeat it again, and I'll get into my first raised hand, which is Dr. J. Thank you so much for your patience. I needed to get that out. If you want to build a bigger, better, faster, stronger speaker business, you're going to have to give me more effort, and you're going to have to hustle your ass off like you never had before. You got to be hungry. You got to be unstoppable. You got to be sensational and tenacious. You got to be tenacious. You got to get involved in opportunities that are lucrative, and you got to be exceptional. Now, if you are willing to get involved in any other things I'm talking about right now, that's okay. Because maybe you're not ready, but one day it's going to hit you. See, I'd rather deal with the failures than deal with the pain that comes from not giving it my all and the regret that comes along with it. Dr. J. Dr. J, did you still have a question?
No, I didn't. I did it by mistake, but since I'm here, I might as well say something. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you fine. How you doing?
Yes, I think that what you just laid out for us is really what I've been feeling for the last 2 months. And so I have been, really pushing myself to do something. And I think that coming to the platform next week, is a big push for me. Like I'm really stepping out. I'm really jumping in the water, to be honest.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so, and I feel like this, the opportunity was created. I appreciate, you creating the opportunity, because it does give us a chance to see really what we're made of. It gives us a chance to tweak those things that we need to tweak, and also just do our best and get out there and see, what the world is about.
Yes, ma'am.
And I am hungry, and I already know that I'm unstoppable because I made it this far. But I do feel like in terms of sensationalism, I think that we all have to dig deep inside ourselves and find out what we need to do to be sensational. We know what it is, but sometimes we don't promote ourselves like we should. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to do, promote myself, And I know that when you do all those things, the lucrative part of it will come, but because, you reap what you sow. And so if you're putting that effort in, you're going to see the return. So, I appreciate you, bringing this out today, because that has really, it just is really pushing me forward into next week and, helping me continue, because I've been working hard these last 3 weeks, getting my speech and everything together. And this just really just pushes me even further. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Dr. J. You know how much we love you and respect you. And you have a great brand, everything it is that you talked about with me from the first call that we had up till now, it is, you're right. We do have to see what we're made of. Well, me and Austin wake up every day, and even when you have a successful brand like we have, there's still so much more work to be done. And there's a test that we are all having to rise to every single day. So I created that hustle acronym because I want all of you to understand that we're in it right there with you. We may just be at different places in our lives. Dr. J, you have a great deal of discipline, like a lot of fitness and health and wellness professionals on our platform. And you Dr. J, you had to ramp up your efforts with your hustle, when you lost your husband many years ago. And it sent you into that overdrive shock to like, yo, I gotta get myself together because I don't want this to happen to me. So then that became part of your mission. All of the mistakes that we see, this is what allows us to put the effort in. So that's what this whole thing is about. It's amazing, Dr. J, as I'm seeing Samantha's hand up. I'm going to go ahead and move on to somebody else, but I just want you to keep on listening to me. But it's amazing that when you move on and you start advancing through your goals, with your speaker business, and it's a level of appreciation, like you said, hey, thank you and Austin for creating the opportunity so we can have a platform to see what we're made out of. The blessing in it all is when you start becoming successful, is that other people start becoming better. Remember, this is the self-help industry that we're in. This is not called the motivational speaking industry. It's the self-help industry. You help people grow both personally and professionally. And all we have to do is bring out the very best of what we have on the inside. A lot of times we're so worried about how somebody is going to feel once we share what's on the inside. And I bring this kind of energy to the platform because I need you to understand that I got fears too. I got some shit I'm going through as well. I'm hurt on the inside too. I'm dealing with the pandemic the best way I can. But I wake up every day knowing that I got to stay hungry, that I'm unstoppable. I believe this. This is not just lip service. I believe it. I know I'm a sensational person. I know I was put here for a reason. I know I'm going to wake up every day tenacious. I'm going to keep my aggression. That's what allows me to, to keep moving it forward. I want to participate in opportunities that are lucrative. I'm matching energy with energy. I'm not going to keep giving my energy to people who don't deserve it. And then I'm gonna make sure that I am the exception to the rule with the level of service that I deliver every single day. I want that for you as well. So when you learn to create opportunity for people, you're gonna help them get to a whole nother level. And that's what this whole journey is about with developing your signature programs and everything you're doing to grow your speaker brand. We want you to be a force to be reckoned with in the marketplace. We want you to add extreme value in the marketplace. We want you to put the meeting planner in a difficult position to tell you no. And even when they do tell you no, you got at least 10 to 25, 30, 50, 100 other leads who will be very interested in hiring you to speak. Samantha Mitchell, talk to me. How you doing today, Sam?
Happy Monday, Speaker Focus fam. I got one thing for you.
Yeah. She got that Rick Ross going every day. One of my favorite songs.
I couldn't resist it.
Yeah, I like that. That was right on time.
All right. So before I jump into my question, weekly accountability check-in. All right, Coach, what's up? How are we progressing this week with your health and wellness goals?
Okay, so I talked to Rafa Escobar over the weekend. Rafa is a fitness expert. Me and Rafa he asked me a question about the showcase, so we were just chopping it up about family and stuff. So he gave me some other things. He said, you're doing great, but I want you to incorporate this week. So this week, I'm going to incorporate it with my first meal coming off of the 12-hour fast from 7 to 7 a.m. Obviously, some 0-calorie flavored water. Some fruit is a great way to break the fast. So I'm going to start this week. I need to work around an injury. My plantar fasciitis is acting up in my left foot. I've had this before, so I'm icing, but I'm also riding my bike, which takes the pressure off of my feet and my legs. And I'm going to ramp up my weight, my toning and my weights. I moved my total gym in the sitting room to my bedroom, so I would have access to it. I'm dedicated.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm dedicated to it because I realized that when I wake up, that's the first thing I see. I don't have to go all the way downstairs to my gym and my boxing tree and all the other stuff that's down here. I can see it right there. So I'm going to incorporate that this week, and I'm going to incorporate having fruit as a snack, and then have my meal, my last meal of the day around 5 to 5:30. And then I'm just gonna water. And if I gotta eat a little bit of fruit for the rest of the night, I will, but that's it, right? So the intermittent fasting, and I'm ramp up my efforts of my toning this week. And I gotta keep applying ice on my left foot for my plantar fasciitis.
All right. Mr. Focus sounds like he's focused, so I celebrate you.
I'm locked in. Sam, we don't lie to each other on this platform. It is what it is. So I'm locked in, I'm focused, I'm doing great. Did you have anything else you wanted to share?
Yes, of course I do, because all right, so you had your vulnerable moment, and so here's my moment. So I've been hustling, trying to just prepare for showcase. So I'm gonna ask you the not so focused thing first. But so I like for people to see that I'm doing things, and I like graphics. So if you don't have graphics, like, can we create something that says that I'm doing an event on October 6th? Like, what's your thought process with that? Because I think it's a nice thing to put out there on a social media platform.
Yeah, I mean, I can whip up something that's cool, and you know, whip up like a template and then put every speaker. But our event is private, so it's not like it's open to the public. Even though it's going to be some strategic invites in the audience. But yeah, I mean, I understand you're trying to do it. This is our first one, and we want to make it just about the students. But if you want something and you need to promote it where you're speaking, that's great. I'll create something for you. That's not a problem.
Okay, I appreciate it. I received that. Thank you.
Yeah, the reason why we hadn't done it up to this point is because, you know, after the first one, then we're probably going to get a landing page up and take the video from the event, and then, you know, obviously promote it. You know, it's going to be so much great footage that we're going to take. But beforehand, we weren't really trying. We were just creating an internal buzz with our students. This is for you, right? It's not for everybody. So it's more of a private event. But with that being said, I still can create something for you. That's not a problem.
Okay, I'm about it, because I do want to post. I have another event, and I have some flyers, and so I've been posting it, and I was like, I like this. I want to show that I have a couple, because I'm actually more preparing for this one than the other one, because I'm trying to figure out how to balance it out, because it's kind of different. Okay,
yeah, no problem. I can clearly see that you're putting in the effort, and you know, the hotel sent me the link of everybody. I think some people are either flying in or driving in their makeup and hair. I mean, I like the fact that that people are showcasing and putting that kind of effort into it, because you should be putting that kind of effort into it. You know, the footage that's going to come from this is going to be amazing. For some of you, for many of you, the majority of you, this event is going to change your life. It's going to change the way you look at being on stage in a professional speaking environment, because I am literally controlling the entire environment. And all I know is professional, class, corporate, association, everybody in professional attire. I'm going to bring the very best of who I am as a speaker and as a host and as a CEO of this company. And Auston is bringing the very best of what he knows. I've done events like this before, right? So what I'm seeing in the marketplace is nobody is focusing on the messaging. And if you don't put the effort into it, from the hair, the makeup, your attire, all you got to do is just be you when you get on that stage. But the messaging counts. It matters, because for far too long, Sam, nobody is really focusing in on the messaging. And why do I get so bent out of shape and so passionate about the messaging? Because it is the very thing that a high fee speaker, the reason why their brand is popping in the marketplace, all I care about is getting you into the marketplace, helping you look helping you look as professional as possible. And believe me, it all starts with the messaging. And that's why I'm glad you're putting the effort into it. And that's why you're going to have a great showcase.
Thank you. So speaking of messaging, I mean, I booked my makeup lady, all the other things, all of the fun stuff, they're unlocked, but the messaging is key. And so I just want to make sure that my thought process is in alignment with you. So if you don't mind, can I just briefly run you through like what my flow is for the 10 minutes that we have?
Yeah, Sam, take your time. Talk to me. If I can help you improve it, I will. That's what this is all about.
All right. So I did watch the videos that you shared. So, you know, just going in and directly speaking to the conference coordinators, and then building my credibility. It comes right after I announced that my signature program. And then I go into just a little bit of background on confidence and the importance of it. And then I start the signature program. So I go from acceleration-based leadership to transformational-based leadership, diversity-based leadership, and then perspective-based leadership. The part that I really want to get some input on here is, like, I feel like my closing is not, like, I want some power phrases and sound bites that I think I'm lacking in this space, but I need to make sure I practice it, so I don't show up and you tell me, and then I gotta like think quick and then mess it up, because I kind of want it to be I want it to be the way I want it to be. I won't say any
Okay.
words.
So to give you an example of what a power closing looks like, feels like for your showcase. Okay, I like the way you built your messaging. So you should come out, you know, good day, everyone. My name is Samantha Mitchell, and I'm here to teach leadership, that does whatever, right? You should, the first thing you should say is why you're here. You should give your mainstay headline right off the break. Example, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin T. Robertson, America's leading focus expert. And I'm here today to talk to you about leadership strategies that magnify success. And then I can get into what they can expect out of the presentation. I like the fact, Sam, that you compacted all four. You're going to touch on all four of your signature programs in your presentation. You can do all of that in 10 minutes. Why wouldn't you do that? Give a little abbreviation of each one of the signature programs. Now, I know it's going to be your peers in the audience, and it's going to be their guest, and then it's going to be some strategic invites that me and Auston are going to have in the room. So it's going to be set up the way it's set up for a reason. Now, when you are doing your close, the close is like the grand finale in your fireworks display at the 4th of July. They give you a little taste. Watch this. They give you a little teaser of everything. Oh, look at the colors in that one. Oh, look at the way that one just exploded like that. But at the end, they lay it all on you. They do like a recap. Boom, boom, Sam, this shit is going off everywhere. So this is what it will sound like. Ladies and gentlemen, today I talk to you about the value of having confidence. And I talk to you about these 4 signature programs. Why are these things so important? I'm going to leave you with this. This is what I want you to focus on as you walk out of this room. So for meeting planners and managers and C-suite executives, the pandemic has damaged us. But by doing this, by focusing on this is going to allow you to build your confidence by putting in the effort and doing this. So you want to give them an example, Samantha, of what they should be doing, how your signature program can help them transform into a better executive, into a better manager, into a better meeting planner, into a better employee, into a better business owner. So if I were you, I would not just be talking to the meeting planner. If you want to get some power phrases and sound bites in there, incorporate that kind of language. So remember, C-suite executives. See what I did, Sam?
Yeah.
Remember, frontline employees. You do carry this company on your back. Remember, managers and supervisors. You don't need to micromanage. You need to transform your attitude into something that is going to support, demonstrate that you have your employees back all the way through, and then come out of the pandemic. And by doing this, and this, I guarantee you, you're going to have more confidence. My name is Kevin T. Robertson, America's leading focus expert. I thank you so much for your time.
All right.
Sam, was that helpful?
It was. I was writing really, really fast. I'm gonna watch the replay. Thanks.
No problem. Watch the replay. But remember, you have 10 minutes, but in your 10 minutes, all you have to do is just tease the signature program, the opening paragraph, the value in the signature program. Boom. Okay. Next thing I want you to do. See, my thing is I always want you to focus on something because my thing is focus. I want you to be organized. I want you to see things clear. That's all I want to talk to you about. You can give me 5 minutes. I don't give a damn. But just make sure that you hit them with remember. Unless you got another question or comment, Samantha, I'm going to roll over to Lisa. But we're not rushing because everybody else is thinking the same thing. Remember this. Inside of your sentence structure, I call it word sequences. It's the sequential order in which the words flow. Word after word after word. Each word, you got to stack value with power phrases and sound bites. Power phrases and sound bites. So every single word from the beginning, attack your sentence structure with authority in your first word. Attack, confidence. When I say attack, I mean just jump right into it. What I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is That's attack. Now, when you're walking across the stage, I want you to move with authority. That means, or move with purpose. It looks like you're going somewhere. If you walk to the right side of the stage, walk over there like you're going to get something. Own the stage. That's the confidence. Shoulders back, chin up, present yourself, body language with authority as well. So that's all I want you to do is just every one of your signature programs, all you got to do, by the way, Samantha, you already have the power phrases and sound bites inside of all of the bullets and the opening paragraphs in your signature programs, because we already approved those. You got the marketing language in there right now. If I were you, I would take the very best, and then I would directly address some of it to the meeting planner. I'm here to provide service to the meeting planner at the highest level possible. Meeting planners and conference coordinators, I'm here to create strategic partnerships with you. Work through these challenges that you're facing in your workplace. When you're planning events, here is some of my advice that I found very helpful to some of my clients, helping them work through the pandemic. Tip number one is, boom, give them a bullet from signature program number one. When you finish that, close, remember, transition, pivot right into the next bullet. You got it?
Yeah. And then so when you said yours, so as far as establishing your credibility, I mean, we should still do that, right?
Of course. Of course
Okay.
you want to. Now remember this, I'm giving you the Michael Buffer style introduction. So they're going to know who you are. I'm going to read an abbreviated bio. They're going to know who you are. You can say some stuff about yourself. I would spend very, very brief sharing what your level of expertise is, and then move into the value.
Okay.
Give you a powerful introduction. You move into introduce your signature program, tell them who you are, where you're from. Boom. Start telling me how you're going to help me.
Okay.
Get into it. You know, Samantha, remember your sales tools is going to do all the talking for you. You do not need to spend a lot of time telling us how great you are, or spend a lot of time on your story. Now, if you're a storytelling type of speaker, then you could do that. And there is time for a very small part of your story to be integrated and weave it into the signature program. Remember, watch this, Samantha. Intro, title to your signature program, brief, this is who I am, this is what I came to do. Introduce signature program number one, give the value, close it, transition, pivot into the next. You're going to do that 4 times, and then you're going to hit them with the grand, spectacular 4th of July finale. Remember what I taught you. I want you to, in order to establish confidence on a grassroots customer service level, for managers and supervisors, and on the C-suite executive level, this is what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to do number one, you're going to need to boom. Number 2, you're going to need to. Number 3, you're just going to recap the signature programs. Number 4, you're going to need to. Ladies and gentlemen, always remember that if you see your goal, when you see your goals clear, and you attack your goals with force, and you stay organized, you are going to be empowered with leadership strategies that magnify success. I am Kevin T. Robertson, America. See, that's the end. That's it. And then you sit down. Now you know you did your job.
Okay.
Sam, you're thinking to yourself, damn, KTR, you make it sound so easy.
Yeah, could you do it for me? We'll put my outfit on you, put my hair on you, all that.
Yeah, you know, Sam, I know Halloween is coming up, but I don't do drag. So but the best I can do is I'm going to coach you up till now and then, and just like I just did now, and you're going to be okay. See, you already have it inside of you. Just go about 44 minutes into the Monday Q&A, and then just pull it back a little bit, and then go over it, and you'll understand it. Hit it. Now, the reason why it's so easy for me is because I've done this just millions of times. And you just got to stay calm, and you got to stay in it. Once a lot of you get past your introduction, you're going to be fine. You just got to really focus, because we are keeping time out of respect for the other speakers. And I don't want to cut anybody off, but remember, I'm hosting. So you may see me just stand on the apron of the stage when you going a little bit too, you got to start wrapping it up. And then you're going to start You got to start pulling. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. See, this is the beautiful part about it. Your presentation doesn't have to be perfect. What it needs to be is impactful. And that's all you need to remember. No, Dr. J, there will not be a podium. Podium gets in the way. We want to see you. No, no podium. No props, no podium, no fantastic theatrical light show. No, we want you. You are the star of this. Sam, you got any other questions or comments?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, you're going to be amazing. Don't even worry about it. I believe in you.
I got to hustle.
Yeah, believe it. Hey, you're doing the right thing. I tell you what, I love your mindset. You definitely got the right kind of mindset leading up to showcasing. This is a performance, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a lecture. You better be focusing on some sizzle. And in order to bring it, that's exactly what it's going to require. Preparation. Just understand what you want to say. Remember, I'm going to see it and then say it. See it and then say it. That's the only reason why I can make up shit on the fly for all of you like I do, because I'm very skilled at moving words around in my head based upon the environment that I'm in, telling people what I know they need to hear. Value, 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 value. Lisa Almond Baldwin.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Lisa, coming through clear with the clear signal from Ecuador.
I was just going to ask you if you could hear me because the internet is a little bit wonky where I am. But anyway.
What? You better in Ecuador than when you were in San Fran.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to hear. That's
It's
good
all
to
good.
hear. Well, first of all, I wanted to say that you are on fire with that hustle acronym. And that's just, I mean, that's the one thing I love about these Monday calls is that it lights a fire under my ass, even if I'm already been on fire for the week. And if I haven't, then it really does. So I wrote it down on a separate piece of paper, and that's going in the bathroom mirror also with my intention statement. So thank you for that. I also had the same, Sam asked the same question I was going to ask, was about a logo or something to put on my website calendar because I'm doing the January one, but just so it's a good placeholder so when people who go to my website can see. So
yes,
I wanted to get that as well. And then, and I just wanted to echo what Dr. J said about thanking you and Austin for creating the opportunity for us to have this platform to do this showcase, because for many of us, and I'm just going to speak for myself, it's a big stretch, mostly on the financial part of it. But once and I knew that I would be able to figure it out from when you and I talked a couple of days ago when you called me, but just hearing you do that acronym, right. By the time you got to you, I was like, oh, hell, the money's going to show up. I don't know how, I don't know where. It's going to show up.
That's
so I'm
right.
not even going to worry about it because no one is going to stop me from my dream. And I would just reminded myself of the journey I've been on these past 3 years, that I had that dream for 15 years. And I kept working it, and then finally launched it. And so I'm living my dream, of selling everything I own and traveling around the world full time. So wow. I keep reminding myself to look back at that and say, look, Lisa, you had in those 15 years, up and down. How is it going to work? Where is the money going to come from? What about the kids? What about this, that, and the next thing? Mm-hmm. And I pinch myself every day, every time I change a different location and say, see, you did that. It was hard. There were challenges, there were successes, but you did that. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that reminder that I'm a kill it at this showcase. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. And I know you are. And I know you'll be ready. Even though you're showcasing in January. And guess what? Just like all of you, you have your concerns, you have your fears. And this is why we love having relationships with all of you, because you're truly special to us, because we're putting our best talent on these stages for those who want to participate, who want to make another investment in their speaker business, those who do have the availability, those that find it to be important, that they know they need this. A lot of you are doing it because you got to push yourself right now. There's so many of you, you need to showcase. You need it. I'm not talking about need it for me. You need it for yourself. A lot of you is going to be, you're going to get re-engaged. You know how many people that are showcasing have told me, I need something like this. I need to get my shit together. I need this footage. It's going to allow me to finish what I started. And we've all been distracted because of the pandemic. So the reason why I feel compelled to share with you, because I'm not in this by myself. Like me and Austin, we're family. So when I come up with this HUSTLE acronym, these are things that I have conversations with Austin about. I know what he's concerned about. He knows what I'm concerned about. We know things we're struggling with right now. Our showcase is not going to go perfect. I know it's not. From a production standpoint, we're going to run into challenges, but what you're going to see me do, like I do at every single event, I employ people and people contract with us, and people that come in to help, and people are going to work this event who have your best interests at heart. So there ain't going to be no negative energy at this event. There's not going to be anybody not walking around with a camera or video, not there to help support you and make you look like you're at your best. And that all starts with me and Austin. This is an attitude. If you see, this is the difference between Chick-fil-A and any other bullshit would-be fast food company that's in the marketplace. The rest of these restaurants should be embarrassed at the level of service that Chick-fil-A. That all starts from the top. They're not open on Sunday. You know why? Because we make so much money 6 days a week. We don't need to be open on Sunday. And if you, no matter where you go, you could go to a Chick-fil-A inside of a mall. You could go to Chick-fil-A anywhere in this country, and their customer service is up here versus when you go through the drive-through at a McDonald's, or if you choose to eat anything like that, I'm not knocking you, but look at the level of service that they provide. Because the other people don't give a shit, but they'll take your money, but they don't care about you. And you can see it and you can feel it. We're doing this event for you. From the time that you come to the dinner, this is about you. This is about me and Austin finally getting a chance to meet many of you for the first time. This is about us capturing the love that you feel for us and that we feel for you, the level of respect, the brotherhood and the sisterhood. We're going to capture the very best of who we are. We're going to get that on video. And we're going to get that on video for you. So now you can demonstrate to a person, not the level of perfection that you want to achieve, that you can demonstrate the kind of quality speaker that you are. You're going to be in a room full of people that were handpicked by me and Austin, not only to come into this program, but to extend the invitation. If you got an invitation, it's only because we felt that you were ready. There's some people on this platform, you did not get an invitation because your ass is not ready to be on stage. You may think you are, but you're not. See, all of you are ready. And that's why we extended the invitation to you, because we want to capture you at your very best. Now it's go time. Go time is show time. You got to show up to blow up. So does it take balls to showcase? Absolutely. Does it take effort? Absolutely. You need resources to come showcase. But I guarantee you this, when you get here and you get on that stage and you experience the way I'm going to host this event, the way I'm going to introduce you, the way you're going to be, the way you're going to be photographed and the way you're going to be videotaped is going to be like you are at a controlled environment for a taping of a television show. This is going to be like a Netflix special. And that's exactly how we're approaching it. So that's why we're not, oh, we're doing an event. No, it's not a conference. This is for you. So all you got to do is show up in January, Lisa, and just keep doing what you're doing. Believe me, you've done the steps. Samantha, you've done the steps. Roger Broussard, you've done the steps. Those are people that are showcasing with us. They've done the steps. Eileen, you've done the steps. All you got to do is take a trip, come to DC, and get it all on video. And that's exactly what we're going to do. From the hugs to the handshakes, to the tears, to the laughter, we're going to get it all on video, all for you. Lisa, do you have another question, comment?
No, that's it. Thank you so much. And as I start working on my presentation, like Samantha, I'll ask you questions along the way. But it was really helpful how she shared the way she was thinking of laying it out, and then how you answered each thing. So Appreciate
Oh
it.
yeah, no doubt. And guess what? And she has the right formatting. See, that tells me that she's been following what we've been teaching her on the platform. And now those last little bit of tips I gave her, she's gonna log that into her mental Rolodex. She's gonna work on that up until it's time to showcase. And all I want to do is let the panther out the cage. All of you are gonna do well. If you need to send me some support tickets and you got some specific questions that I did not cover in this Q&A, by all means, ask me. We're always here to help. Arletta, talk to me.
Let's see here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Arletta, I hear you.
Wonderful. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing super fantastic. Hey, Arletta, can I like give you the flowers and the just due that you deserve? I mean, let's talk about first. Your LinkedIn content management strategy is on fire. I love the microphone. Let me not even talk about how your eyeglasses and your hairstyles every single time you come out the box has its own zip code. You're doing your thing. Keep crushing it with great, valuable content.
Oh, thank you so much.
Value, and more value. That's all I'm saying. You don't need to change a thing. You're coming into your own. Just keep doing what you're doing and keep posting that content. It's amazing. Don't worry about the likes. You just keep producing great content. What's your question or comment?
Well, I had a comment. Well, first, before I make the comment, I want to say thank you so much for noticing that it's an actual strategy.
I noticed what all of you are doing, every single last one of you. I may not click the like button. I'm watching every last one of them. I'm making my business to know what you're doing.
Well, what we're not doing is being complacent and sitting still. So although it may sound or seem like there's a lot of silence going on, listen, when I break out, it's going to be a whole different show, because right now I'm in seed planting season. And so, but when that thing springs forth, that's a whole different era.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so
Hey,
all about strategy.
Yep.
All about planting seed and building out a particular platform. So I decided to do a shift. I also came aboard for an anthology, but that was also strategy in order to hype up my come out for my actual memoir that's coming out in November.
Nice.
So I got all types of little things that I'm doing to align things and get my stage ready for me for when it's time for me to come out. I also changed the verbiage in my LinkedIn profile too, to match up to the fact that I'm an author, to also match the fact that I narrowed down on the type of coaching that I want to do, which is going to be trauma recovery coaching, which talks about people who have, women who have suffered through domestic violence, people who suffer with childhood trauma and abuse issues who haven't quite let that baggage go. And so members who join me on my platform in Facebook now, which all of my social media marketing points back towards my Facebook group, I've gotten probably 400 members now into my private Facebook community that I built from 0 members. And we're growing that, and I'm pouring all types of value and content into that group, but also grooming the group too, to become my community of fans. Oh, yeah. So been working hard. When I tell you working hard, I really literally mean I've been busting my ass. And so today was like so on point when you came out with that word hustle, because listen, sir, like it is so real in these streets. Yeah. But you can't get to it in the house being comfortable. They're not coming to you. You got to go to them. And so once I got my own like ass out the way, I decided to get up this morning and get dressed. And I took myself over to the University of Texas, Arlington, and just showed up on their campus. And believe it or not, I got a meeting with the executive director on the spot, which led to 10 other leads and opened up to 10 other platforms that are connected all in the same trio and SSS programs. Yep. Which is my genre. You know, I'm a SSS and trio alumna. So I like to go back and reach for those students that are also first generation college graduates. And so I put my information out there. She was so blown away. She started emailing people while I was sitting there. You got to meet this one and you got to meet that one and you got to, but the thing is that if I never left the house, I would have never met her and I would have never been connected to all the others that are going to be impacted by the value that I bring.
Arletta, let me ask you a question real quick, because this is something that somebody on this platform needs to hear it. I can feel it. I can feel it. How have you been dealing with anxiety and apprehension and fear? And why did you feel compelled to put more effort into it and take action?
Well, I'm just going to keep it 100 if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm not one that's ever, authenticity is the way I lead out. And I had a scare back here not too long ago, probably about a month ago, with suicide myself, where I looked up and I did this huge transition from one state to another and moved away 1,200 miles away from home to a place that I didn't know and started life all over again.
Wow.
And what happened was I didn't recognize the fear of what would happen when I got here. I was afraid of going outside of my own apartment because I was afraid of how big things were outside and the things I couldn't control. So I trapped myself inside my house and the walls started talking to me. And before I knew it, it had broken down. Every insecurity that I possessed was sitting on my chest and staring back at me. And to the point where the enemy basically began to speak to me and tell me I was worthless and that I come out better just taking my life because I wasn't worth it to anyone or anything. And I'm talking about in spite of the platform, in spite of the accomplishments. And when I tell you, I got a mile-long list of accolades, I could tell you about Arletta. I've done some things in my life. Listen, that did not stop the enemy from knocking at my door. It did not stop the insecurity and it did not stop the breakdown. The truth is that I give myself enough time to notice that I deserve some time to transition too. I was so busy being big about what I felt like the move was, is that I forgot that Arletta needed to be cared for too. And so I dropped the ball on my own self-care and life plummeted for me. And so the only thing that got me up, and this is for the Christians and those who believe and those who don't believe, whatever you believe in, I had to break myself down before God and get it right. I had to spill it out and call it what it was and stop making excuses for where I was and why I wasn't in action and stop blaming myself for things I was not responsible for, because I'm not responsible for the actions of someone else who did not appreciate me for who I was and the value that I brought. And so I blamed myself and I had to come to terms with that. And so within that breakdown, God basically just took the heavy load off me. He delivered me from the depression. He delivered me from the anxiety. And when I got up off that floor at the altar, I was a different person. And I've been swinging and kicking ever since.
Wow.
And I said all that to say this, is that it doesn't matter where you are in your walk right now. It does not matter how many accolades and how many things you feel like you've accomplished. Life happens to us all. And I don't care what type of funky front they put on out there on social platforms and make you believe like it's all roses and everybody looks perfect and life looks like it's all together. Don't let that lie convince you that life is not happening to folks, because it is. The thing is what you will do with it. I learned that knowledge is power, but what you do with it, how you activate it, is what counts the most. And so now I'm taking my life experiences and I decided that I'm not going to hold it to myself. I'm going to take it and I'm going to push it out there and I'm going to help others recover from the things that tried to break me. Wow. I'm going to reach back for the women that feel like they're broken and feel like they'll never be nothing and feel like because a man shitted on them that they'll never be anything more than what they are. I want to reach back for the students who don't believe that education is possible because education never got discussed at their table. I want to reach back for those who are still blaming their daddy for things that happened 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they're still walking around carrying the baggage. I want to come and get them because they deserve to live and they deserve to thrive and they deserve to be the very best version of themselves. But sometimes you need somebody else to give the lock code.
Right.
And I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. KTI, that's who I am. Right. And I've given myself the freedom to step into who I am and be unapologetic about it.
Now, thank you for sharing that. Number one, this is who I know that you are. And this is why I spent extra time with you on the very first call. I asked you, I said, I don't have time to talk to you right now, but can I call you back later? Because I need you to hear what I have to say to you right now. just like somebody on this platform, somebody on the replay is going to need to hear what you said. So I appreciate you sharing that. I know that's who Arletta is right there. This is why you do have value. This is why we love you so much on this platform. This is why I have taken the time with you the way I have, whenever I had to sidebar with you, whether or not it's on the platform or off the platform, to pour into you the way I have, because I know that your messaging is that dynamic and it is going to change lives. See, that we cannot do that if we end it for ourselves. And believe me, you aren't the only one that has those kind of thoughts. Because the thicker your shit gets and the harder it becomes, we all feel like giving up. We all feel like this is it. You know,
sir.
I don't care what it is. When I had pneumonia about 5 months ago, man, it's been about 5 months now, I was in so much pain. And I'm keeping it 100 with you. I said, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to die, or I want them to give me something. I don't care what order. I just don't want to feel pain no more.
Yes, indeed.
That's how much pain I was in. I thought I was going to die for real. So I said, if it's going to happen, let's get it over with, just so I don't have to feel like that. Now, that's not suicidal, but sometimes
It's a form of pain.
Yeah,
It's a form of pain, and pain will cause you to do the unthinkable.
Pain will cause you to give up. It'll cause you to say, this is what happens to a lot of people when they're on their deathbed. They're tired of fighting. So they give up. So you sharing that tonight is really special. It's really important. And that's why when I'm looking at your social media, I'm like, if she can do that while going through that,
Listen.
Let me say that again. If she can do all of that while going through that,
talk about it, KTR, because they don't know the story.
What's your anybody?
You know the insight, but they don't know.
Hey,
they don't know the hell I've been through.
And let me ask you this.
Going through, still going through.
Yeah. And have I treated you any different? Have I taken it easy on you just because you've been going through all this stuff?
Heck to the no.
Because I know that if you keep giving it the effort, see, this is the reason why I wore the hustle hat today. This is why I broke down the acronym: hungry, unstoppable, sensational, tenacious, lucrative, and exceptional. This is why I broke it down, because I realized the kind of effort that you're giving it right now. You hustling your ass off, and I can see it. I can feel it as well. You're not giving me lip service. Your ass is going to work. You putting a hard hat on. You got your lunch pail.
Yes.
And you out there on the construction site building that vision. And I take my hat off to you. I salute you, and I respect you, and I adore you, and I love you. You just keep doing whatever it is you're doing. And please, by all means, keep sharing. The chat has been blowing up for the last 5 minutes. Thank you for, sometimes we don't want to be vulnerable. And this is the reason why it all starts. If you want to change the world, it starts with you. See, I made that Chick-fil-A reference because that shit starts at the top. The reason why they give great customer service is because that starts at the top. The reason why me and Austin operate the way we operate, because we are the top. We have the choice to say the type of experience that we want to create for people on our platform. We want you to be successful. That starts with the kind of heart that he has, the kind of heart that I have, the kind of integrity that he has, the kind of integrity that I have, the kind of work ethic that he has, and everybody on our team. You can't get in this coaching program. You can't work with us on our team unless you got that kind of work ethic. Because if you don't, I'm not interested in wasting my time on you. You need to go find somebody else who's willing to listen to all that bullshit and laziness and everything else that you want to give them. You give it to them, but you're not giving it to us. We are accountability partners, Arletta, and I thank you so much for holding us to a high standard. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity when you spend some real bread on investing in your career. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. I mean, I have to tell you that I'm here for it. And I promise you, when I say I'm here for it, I mean that. But I just have to applaud you for just being you. Because when I first met you, that very first phone call that I had with you, you knew I was in the midst of a domestic violence situation right then and there. When I took the call from you, I was in tears. And so I was going through some things on the back end, but you didn't let that stop you from telling me who I am. And sometimes, although you like to know or like to believe that you know who you are, sometimes you actually do need for someone else to come along and say, let me remind you of who you are.
Yep.
You know, and that happened for me. And I promise y'all, I've been marching ever since and giving everything that I got. But I'm going to leave you with this. And this is for everyone on the platform, not just for the sisters, not just for the women. This is for the men and the women that's out there changing lives. Recognize the fact that your transparency and your vulnerability are superpowers. They are not to be denoted, they are not to be excused, and they're not to be forgotten when you're on that stage and have the possibility of impacting someone's life. People need your real. They don't need your made up, fake, and phony. People need you to come correct. They need you to talk about your experience and what's real. Because see, when life happens, life gets real out here. And the only thing that's going to tackle real is the real. So if you out there painting some fake picture of what this life is really about, what your career really looks like, the pitfalls you took, and you want to make it seem like it was always glory, you're actually damaging more than you're doing good. So take it that serious when you hit the stage. You're talking about being a change agent and make an impact. Make sure you wear your transparency and your vulnerability up front.
Speak. And she exits stage left, mic drop. and that was well said. Arletta, thank you so much for showing the love tonight. And we are so grateful to have you a part of this program, like many others on this platform. Thank you so much. I'll be talking to you real soon. Keep the pressure on with your social media strategy. It is outstanding. Outstanding.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I remember, and we're going to go to Rico. We'll be right with you. Yeah, Rico, you there?
KTR, you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rico, hold fast for a quick second. I can remember when Arletta was not that active on her LinkedIn with her LinkedIn strategy. I remember, you know, and again, we all are going through something right now. This is the reason why part of this experience for me and Auston, it wouldn't be what it is if Auston wasn't who he was. And if he didn't give me the guidance that I needed, but he also understands who I am. And I know sometimes on some of these Q&As, when they do Q&As on the platform, it's watered down, it's fluffy. They just take a couple of questions and then the shit is over. But my platform needs something different. And it's exactly what Arletta alluded to. Notice how she said she wasn't trying to tell her story. She talked about her experience. The experiences that she's been through is what makes up the story. See, there's too many people out here telling the fluffy part about the bullshit. They only want you to see what they want you to see, because everybody's big flexing. They don't want you to see the pain. They don't want you to see the vulnerabilities. They don't want you to see when I'm hurting. They don't want you to show you the part of them when they lost a loved one in their lives. And they don't even know how they're gonna make it through the next day. They don't want you to see when they're on some Elon Musk shit and they're doubling down and putting all their revenue into growing another business. They don't want you to see when they're working at a loss. All they want you to see is the good part. Everybody's trying to make you think that they got bread like that or they're really successful like that. We got to start showing people a different side. And this is why I give to you the way I do. I share because I need to let you understand what's going on in this mind. I don't need you thinking I'm Superman and nothing's wrong. It's a whole lot of shit that's wrong over here. I just wake up every single day and I hustle my ass off because I got responsibilities to my partner and the people on our team. And I got people who rely on me and I'm not going to let them down. So you think about that when you think about giving up. You don't have the right to give up. You have a responsibility to carry out your vision and understand what your assignment is. When your ass get on fire like Arletta Adams, then you're going to understand what it's all about. Could have been over, but it's not. Rico, talk to me, brother. Question or comment?
Really, comments, and I do have a question. Thankful that I got a chance to hear Arletta. I know she had messaged me, I believe, in LinkedIn. I'm like Arletta, I'm like, how does she know me? Now I see.
Yeah, that's right. I love it when the students network with each other. I see that a lot of students follow each other and support each other out there on social media. That's a beautiful feeling, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, just as you were talking, this phrase just kind of came to me a while back. But this was confirming again. I believe vulnerability is the key to authentic leadership. I believe it is because for so long, we've seen positions where people in power and it looks like, yeah, they suited and booted and they got it on the front side, like they got it together.
Mm-hmm.
Really, they're hurt. And that kind of leads me to this point of, I'll be vulnerable here. I really be transparent, my brother. You've been real with me from the jump. I probably have backed off at a bit because I was concerned that people that I was called to serve, who may have been 7-figure plus, may have had more than me financially, but they weren't sent to me for that. I was sent to help them get clarity. And the moment I began to take my mind off of their money and focus on their pain, I think it eliminated a lot of what I was hesitant about. I remember you and I had a conversation when you came here, and we met, and you challenged me that it's something that maybe I'm avoiding that I should go through. And with each passing day, I'm seeing what you're talking about. Yeah. It bothers me, but I realize that I'm really the one who's breaking that barrier, not just for me. I'm talking about generationally. And so I appreciate you being authentically as you are, and just keeping it real, man. Today was a challenge, but I was able to get through it. I mean, I noticed when I get close to breaking through on some things, I see that something's gonna come up. I mean, it's coming up. Like, I have 3 teenagers. One in the middle is just like me, and man, it's sometimes as a parent, I told him this literally. I said, I love you, man. But sometimes, man, you don't know how much it is to me as a dad to have to show up for you guys. Hey, and I don't get a chance to just take a break.
You never do. You never do. Hey, Rico, I got a quick thing I want to drop on you, and perhaps if many of you will go check out Shell Phelps. She's one of the students on our platform as well. I'm not sure if you follow her on LinkedIn, but Shell has a great content strategy on LinkedIn, just like Arletta does. She's very consistent with posting. Shell is a best-selling author. She's a coach. She just literally, I believe she's in Barbados now. She just booked her first international speaking engagement. She was very excited. But Shell's brand is all based upon just moving the meter. She calls it a 1% shift. 1%, not 60, not 90. She said, if you can just move, you can just get a 1% shift on a day-to-day basis. It may not be a real big win, Rico, but just small shifts, small activity equals up to something that can be big. That's one thing I took away from Shell's brand. Shell Phelps is what her name is. And Shell, like S-H-E-L-L, Shell Phelps. Okay. So Shell just booked her first speaking engagement in Barbados. She's doing a women's empowerment conference. And that's why she can't showcase with us in October, because she's going to be at she's speaking in Barbados And I told her, I said, hey, Shell, when you get back, you know, get engaged more. Like, we're a different kind of animal at Speaker Focus now. You know, so many people are winning and sharing, and it's good, Rico, that you do check out your fellow students and what they're doing, because a lot of them are crushing it. Remember, we're just giving you a baseline. Some of you are taking what we teach you and you're putting it on steroids. Like, you're going above and beyond what we're teaching on the platform. You're taking it and you're running with it. Rico, you've done the same exact thing. Rico, you probably are one of the students who were afraid of technology, but submits the most support tickets about technology. Hey, how does this active campaign thing work? Hey, how does the speaker growth engine work? Hey, Austin, can you answer this for me? Listen, I'm not answering those support tickets. That's Austin and the tech team answering those support tickets, directly answering your questions about sales funnels, about lead generation, about copy. Hey, is this messaging going to work? And I remember Austin just replied back to Rafa. Rafa had a question about his content strategy about LinkedIn. And Austin said, hey man, bro, I loved it. Like, Rafa sent 3 examples. Austin said, I love your copy. It's killer. I remember when he didn't know how to write killer copy, but when Austin gives you a cosign, he ain't just making shit up for a reason. So Rico, you've done the steps. See, brother, the reason why you're going through it on the other side is because you're really close to getting that breakthrough. And that's the reason why it challenges you, man. It puts you in a space where you feel like you're inadequate, like you're emasculated, like you're not worthy enough. It should attack your self-esteem. Of course it does, especially when you're not making money or you're not doing what you feel like you can be doing. I mean, you're doing everything that you could be doing. So that being said, you're going to get the wins, but you got to endure and you got to go through. And that's what you've been doing. And lastly, unless you got another question or comment, I'm going to do last call for questions. I
got a couple of things. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. If any of you have any other questions, I'd be happy to address them right now. Or if you have any questions for Austin about, lead generation, preparing yourself to go to market, automation, any type of software you should be using, any questions. We are wrapping up this Q&A, so I'm doing a last call for questions. But if you don't have any questions, obviously submit your questions to support@speakerfocus.com. We would love to engage with you like we always do and get those questions answered in detail. So Rico, the reason why I mentioned that to you when I came to Alabama and we were in the conference room, we were talking, is because this is one of the things that I see, and I have a gift with this. This is one of the things that I utilize in selecting the speakers to come into this coaching program, because I clearly see when they have a brand. I clearly see what they're not doing. I clearly understand who they are when they're going through a rough time. And as a leader, and this is a message for all of you as you're building your team or you are integrated into a team right now, you have to be able to know how to manage energy with people on your team. Some people, you can't go over the top with them because it'll break them, and then they'll get discouraged and they'll flee away from you. And some people, you do need to turn the heat up on that ass. It's a very delicate balance. I know when to apply the pressure with all of you because I'm a master at personality profiling. That is the most valuable skill that I have in my arsenal. I know women better than I know anything else. And then I know all of the strengths, the limitations, the characteristics, the tendencies, and everybody's personality type. of making my business to know. I study this kind of thing because I need to understand exactly what I need to say to you. Rico, I needed to say that to you in that conference room on that day because you're just like me. You want to help those that are not worthy of your energy. And instead, you got to cut back on that save the world shit. And you got to get more focus in on what Rico needs to take care of. See, you don't need to be intimidated by a person who has the money. Let me tell you something. I deal with people every day that got money.
Yeah.
But they don't have what I have.
Right.
Which is effectively knowing how to communicate. A lot of people come in with a lot of moxie. You can try that shit on somebody else. I'm not impressed by your money. I'm not impressed by your stature. I'm here to tell you what you're not doing. I'm here to be accountability partners. And if you want to sit down and you want to work it out, then I'd love to have you as part of this coaching program. But if you're not a person where you don't want to listen, ain't nothing I can do for you. The people that have the money, Rico, don't have what you have. They're too busy wrapped up in their ego trying to be a fraud, but yet Rico's coming along telling you how to be authentic. See, he's telling you how to lock into a brand that is you. But if you don't know who you are, this is why Rico comes along and he's here to remind you about who you are if you're ready for it. See, every client, Rico, is not ready to deal with your level of professionalism. They're not.
Right.
Stop trying to search for every client. The ones who need what you have, they're going to come. But you have to reach a level of acceptance with that when it comes to the people who you want to do business with. You don't need to be doing business with everybody. I'm not looking to do business with everybody. Everybody doesn't deserve to be in this coaching program.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So we all have to get over these things. We got to get past that. We got to deal with the days when we're feeling inadequate or our self-esteem is feeling low, or we're feeling, this is the thing, this is a killer, Rico. This is a absolute business and sales killer. Self-esteem, low levels of self-esteem. They're better than me. They make more money than me. My suits aren't tailored like theirs are. I don't make enough money. Am I really worthy to be in their circle? This is all the shit that you think about. There's not one person that get on the phone, and we deal with them all, from soccer moms to Super Bowl champions, multi-millionaires, people that's doing 30 million a year. I deal with them every day. Not one of them is prepared to handle what I'm going to say to them when I start breaking their idea of what they think this business is. What you think don't mean shit to me. What I know should mean everything to you. And if you're smart enough and you listen to me and you understand that no other voice in this space has the balls or guts enough to talk to you with this type of directness, the ones that recognize, those are the ones I want to do business with. Everybody else, God bless you, and I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck with that strategy of thinking that you know everything about this business. It took me 36 years that I'm pouring into everybody on a consistent basis. Good luck with that. See, they all got to come back and deal with me 6 months, a year from now. And those that don't, you're going to suffer. Because I'm here to tell it to you like it is. See, Rico, they're going to suffer when they don't do business with you.
Right. Right.
Rico, where else they going to go and get that level of professionalism and authenticity? So who really has the leverage, Rico? You or them?
Me.
So why should my self-esteem be affected because I feel like I don't deserve to be in these circles? Let me tell you, most of these circles that you think you need to be in, it stinks to high heaven when you get there. That's what I learned. And that I don't need to be worrying about what they're doing. They do, however, need to be concerned about what I'm doing, because I'm delivering service at such a high level in a marketplace that is desperate for. And that's all you should be focusing on with your business model. You should be focusing on serving at the highest level possible. And then, Rico, remember the last thing I shared with you without telling too much about our meeting? I said, Rico, don't focus on the revenue. Focus on the level of service. And that's when you're going to start seeing a shift in your income. Now, a lot of people are not there. I deal with them every single day that's not there. Go ahead and go with your question or your comment, and then we're going to wrap it there.
Absolutely. That's been the thing, just focusing on the high level of service. And then you don't even realize sometimes the impact that you do make. Like, I was at an event yesterday, my hometown. We were celebrating 135 years. And most people I see, some of the guys on stage, I mean, some of them we knew, and sometimes you don't. I've talked to them a while ago, but the point is, when we saw each other, obviously there was value there. And we really, like, man, what is up? Like, literally, like, people that watch, you don't even think of watching. Like, I'll share this right here. This past Saturday, a friend of mine had to play, he asked me to play music for him, accompany him as he sung the song. What is that song? Not the wind beneath my wings, but it's it'll come to me. Love lift us up where we belong.
Oh,
So
love this is up we belong. Yeah.
I had to play
The
that.
Eagles fly. Yeah.
We had to play that in behind him, and
Dope song.
beautiful song, man. And the organist is somebody that knew me when I was a kid, almost so many years ago. And he saw me, and he came over there talking. It's like, man, he had a song years ago, KTR, and we started playing and talking, man.
Mhm.
He's like, remember, because you had this song right here, and I started playing his own song.
Mhm.
And he was like, man, keep playing. Geez. So we video, and it's on Facebook now, but we did a video, man, and I did it in honor of him, and he was behind me, and I'm playing while he's singing. Man, that video has like probably like almost like 600 views.
Gotcha.
Like what I'm noticing, if I go live on these videos and I play while I'm kind of like giving value, like if I ordered something like that, some kind of way that's connecting with people. So I said all that to say that yes, the value is there. People are noticing, but sometimes out of frustration, you can look at the result instead of staying focused on the process. And so I think for that, sharing that. I didn't have a question on that, but I just wanted to, just get that up and just let you hear me tonight. And thank you for everything.
Appreciate you, brother. You're very welcome, man. Very welcome. We'll be talking to you real soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to another close of a powerful session on the speakerfocus.com platform. Thank you so much for blowing up the chat. Thank you for sharing. When you get breakthroughs and you get testimonials, and when our speakers start, booking, Shell Phelps didn't think it was possible to book an international speaking engagement, but she took the skills that we taught her on the platform, and it's made her coaching program better. And now she is an international keynote speaker. And you can do the same exact thing as well. For those of you who are interested in showcasing, we do have some availability coming up in January. We're doing January 5th and the 6th coming up at the top of the year. We will be showcasing and with all of our participants for October the 6th coming up next week. If you do want information about it and you want to understand how you can showcase, send me a support ticket or shoot me a text or something, and we will get you involved. Keep growing your speaker brand and keep staying active. And please make sure that you stay hungry. Make sure that you're unstoppable. Make sure that you are sensational. Make sure you are tenacious in your pursuit. Capitalize on those lucrative speaking opportunities and make sure that you stay exceptional, and you are the exception to the rule. The effort is what creates the hustle. I will see you right here, same place, same time next week on the speakerfocus.com platform. On behalf of me and Austin and the entire team at Speaker Focus, we love you and we believe in you. Talk to you real soon.